Loop Hero thrives on its unique mix of idle mechanics and strategic thinking. Each run builds tension as new cards reshape the loop, demanding careful balance between risk and reward. The retro visuals and atmospheric soundtrack match the mysterious tone perfectly. With each expedition, there's a sense of momentum and progression that feels deeply satisfying. Loop Hero finds strength in simplicity, turning repetition into something engaging. A clever and refreshing take on roguelikes that keeps the mind active and the loop calling. Skul the Hero Slayer is a fast-paced action roguelite that thrives on variety and momentum. With each Skul granting new abilities, combat stays fresh and exciting across every run. The pixel art is vibrant, and the soundtrack drives the pace perfectly. Boss fights bring just the right level of challenge, pushing for quick thinking and adaptability. A great choice for those who enjoy dynamic combat and experimenting with unique character builds. The replay value stays strong with every attempt. Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is a remake of the original Crash game, reintroducing popular modes, characters, tracks, power-ups, weaponry, and controls. It also includes new material from Crash Nitro Kart, allowing players to power slide through new karts, circuits, and arenas. For a competitive edge, the game includes online multiplayer, which allows players to race against friends and climb online leaderboards. To enhance the racing experience, users may personalize their bike and racer with numerous insane kart gear and skins.
Creatures rule the land.
Grounded shrinks players into a backyard where insects tower and danger is everywhere. Survival hinges on crafting, building, and teamwork, turning every session into a thrilling challenge. Each area hides puzzles, hidden resources, or menacing creatures that demand strategy and careful planning. The backyard feels alive, full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Exploration, daring moves, and clever problem-solving make survival exciting, keeping players engaged and eager to return for more.
It's time to go big.
River City Girls 2 is an exciting new beat-em-up game with 6 distinctive characters, each with their own combat style and customizable moveset. Players may team up for local or online co-op gameplay, unleashing devastating guard crush assaults, lift-off combinations, and double-team techniques. Level up to get access to new skills, shop for equipment and accessories in over 30 distinct stores, and enlist fallen adversaries and hired muscle to strengthen their squad. The game has a vast river city with hidden mysteries, an engaging day-night cycle, and an incredible soundtrack. Metal Slug Tactics reinvents the classic run-and-gun series into a thrilling turn-based strategy game. The hand-drawn art style captures the iconic Metal Slug look with vivid detail and fluid animations. Combat is engaging, with diverse unit abilities that encourage tactical thinking and creative approaches. The story keeps players invested, while missions balance challenge and fun. This game is a refreshing take that respects its roots while bringing something new to the table for strategy fans. Infernax is a brutal yet satisfying action platformer that feels straight out of the classic era but with modern tightness. Every swing of the mace feels impactful, and the pixel art oozes atmosphere. The choices you make actually matter, changing quests and outcomes in clever ways. It's tough, sure, but never unfair. Learning patterns and timing makes every victory rewarding. The soundtrack fits perfectly with its dark medieval tone, and the upgrade system keeps things fresh. It's challenging, stylish, and endlessly engaging for anyone. Olive Town is a tranquil town founded by your grandpa and his friends. You must carry on his legacy by cultivating crops, rearing animals, creating connections, and getting to know the inhabitants as you take over his farm. You may build your farm from the ground up, collecting resources to upgrade infrastructure, upgrading tools, and commissioning new costumes and accessories. The farm provides limitless opportunities, from clearing land to manufacturing decorations and amenities. Earth sprites can also be found in unknown areas such as gardens, an island in the sky. GetsuFumaDen Undying Moon is a hack-and-slash game that combines strong roguelike action with a gloomy fantasy realm based on traditional Japanese painting. Players must use the Getsu clan's weaponry and powers to kill several death and descend further into hell to destroy the cause of the disaster. The game includes dynamic 2D animations, as well as deadly boss confrontations with reanimated demon lords, centipedes, and hydras. Players can also employ the immersive weapon upgrading system, which allows them to gather, improve, and unlock abilities for primary and sub-weapons. Double Dragon Neon is a nostalgic, over-the-top homage to classic beat-em-ups, complete with comedy, dazzling graphics, and a terrific 80s music. Playing as Billy and Jimmy Lee, you'll punch, kick, and unleash mixtape-powered special moves over neon-soaked stages populated with eccentric foes. Combat is enjoyable, especially in co-op, though movement may be stiff. The comedy and style are right on, really embracing the cheesiness of the era. While it may not redefine the genre, it does provide a thrilling, action-packed experience that lovers of classic brawlers. Dicefolk is a strategy roguelite game in which players take on the role of chimera summoners and interact with a range of fearsome monsters to create the ultimate squad. Aaliyah, a teenage hero, learns her ability to make alliances with chimeras and battle malicious forces. To traverse combat, players must pick from over 100 hand-drawn chimera, each with their own distinct attribute. Each chimera has a distinct skill set, and battle decisions have a big influence on success. Players may personalize their dice to increase their control over attacks and abilities, contradicting typical RNG mechanisms. Synth Riders makes rhythm play into pure motion joy, pairing neon lanes with punchy electronic tracks. Hand-driven movement replaces button tapping, making each song active and rhythmic in a satisfying way. Visuals stay clean and energetic, while difficulty scales well for newcomers and veterans alike. Scoring rewards accuracy and style, pushing repeat runs without frustration. Sessions stay upbeat, addictive, and rewarding, perfect for short play or long music-driven marathons. Sound timing stays precise, and the track list keeps motivation high.
If Earth still even exists.
Beyond Galaxyland is a classic sci-fi adventure game in which players travel across a solar system full with diverse worlds. Players must navigate strategic turn-based warfare against cosmic opponents, each with its own skills. Players can catch monsters for fight, each having their own unique skills. Beyond Galaxyland has an engaging plot, a diverse band of allies, and over 25 boss encounters against the universe's most infamous villains. Players can gather animals for further confrontations and create new armor and consumables.
Secret power manipulating reality from behind the curtain.
Earth Defense Force World Brothers 2 is a chaotic blast of fun, delivering satisfying action and quirky charm in equal measure. The voxel-style visuals give it a playful, retro flair, while the vast array of characters and weapons keeps the gameplay fresh and unpredictable. Missions are fast-paced and packed with over-the-top enemies that never stop coming, encouraging non-stop teamwork and strategy. It strikes a perfect balance between silly and strategic, making it a joyful experience for fans of arcade-style shooters and co-op mayhem. Snufkin Melody of Moominvalley is a musical adventure in which players take on the role of Snufkin, a character tasked with revitalizing a valley and helping its residents. The valley's peace is threatened by unattractive parks, and players must divert the cops, remove signs, and knock down statues to restore the environment and safeguard the locals. The game has a delightful narrative-driven plot with over 50 intriguing characters and monsters. Players can participate in narrative gameplay using beloved characters, To unlock the valley's mysteries, they must solve musical and environmental challenges. Chasm is a well-crafted action-adventure that mixes exploration and challenge in a satisfying way. The pixel art is charming, and the soundtrack fits perfectly with the mysterious underground world. Combat feels responsive, and discovering new areas always brings a sense of reward. The procedural map design keeps each run fresh without feeling random. It's a game that respects your time while still offering plenty to uncover. A solid pick for anyone who enjoys classic-style adventures with modern touches. On a quiet stretch of unknown shores, survival feels deliberate and earned. A lone castaway steps into a pixel world shaped by curiosity and resolve, tasked with turning scarce land into a thriving foothold. Each day moves with steady rhythm, balancing risk and reward as gathering, crafting, and discovery flow naturally together. Progress reveals surprising depth through evolving technology, branching paths, and meaningful upgrades. Clean visuals and subtle music support the steady ascent, forming a thoughtful, satisfying adventure that respects patience and planning. Cathedral is a retro-style action platformer with a massive interconnected world, clever secrets, and satisfying combat. The pixel art feels authentic without leaning too hard into nostalgia, and the level design keeps exploration rewarding. Boss fights are challenging but fair, with tight patterns that demand attention. The soundtrack carries a nostalgic punch, enhancing the sense of adventure. With its solid pacing and plenty to discover, this game proves that classic design still has a lot of life when done with confidence and care. Luna the Shadow Dust is a hand-animated puzzle adventure that includes 2 playable characters. The plot focuses around a little kid and his buddy who go on a fantastic adventure to solve riddles and revisit old memories. The game's distinct tale is complemented with a captivating original music and visually gorgeous 2D cinematics. The paucity of language makes up for the visually stunning cinematography, which brings the plot to life. Players enter an old tower and are welcomed by detailed hand-drawn cinematics, complicated riddles, and evocative music. Tricky Towers is a difficult game in which players balance blocks to create a tower that can endure nature and their opponent's trickery. As the tower rises, players must utilize their magical talents to move blocks, change physics, or undermine their opponent's constructions. With fast thinking and luck, players may outsmart their opponents and win. The game is fast-paced and unpredictable, offering both the thrill of success and the pain of failure. The player's ability to create the most stable tower will determine their title as Tricky Towers champion. Army of Ruin nails the addicting loop with smart upgrades, punchy combat, and a steady sense of growth. Each run stays fresh thanks to varied heroes, meaningful perks, and screen-filling chaos that rewards smart choices. Visuals stay clear even during wild moments, while the soundtrack keeps momentum high. It's easy to lose hours chasing builds, mastering patterns, and pushing deeper with confidence. Difficulty scales fairly, encouraging risk without cheap setbacks. Controls stay responsive, menus clear, and progression respects time invested. A timeless adventure unfolds in a world brimming with mystery and subtle danger. Players guide a determined heroine through vibrant landscapes where each challenge demands attention and finesse. Movement and combat flow smoothly, creating a satisfying rhythm that rewards patience and skill. Exploration reveals hidden rooms, clever shortcuts, and secrets that deepen engagement. The retro-inspired visuals and understated soundtrack complement the journey's tone. Every encounter reinforces a sense of accomplishment and mastery. Rhythm Fighter is a colorful, punchy roguelike where each move syncs perfectly with the beat. Combat rewards timing over button mashing, making every battle feel like a dance. The soundtrack slaps hard, keeping momentum high even during tough runs. Characters and enemies are fun to look at, and the randomization keeps things fresh without feeling unfair. It's easy to get into, but hard to master, with just enough chaos to stay exciting. Great for anyone who enjoys rhythm and action mashed together in a funky package. Castle Morihisa is a stylish deck-building roguelike with a strong sense of atmosphere and strategy. Each run feels unique thanks to varied card synergies and tactical decisions that reward experimentation. The setting, rooted in Japanese folklore, adds flavor to every encounter, with enemies and abilities that feel thematically connected. Progression feels rewarding as new cards and builds steadily expand options. The blend of challenge and creativity gives the game strong replay value, making each return to battle feel fresh and rewarding. Necrobarista is a visual novel set in Melbourne, Australia. The plot focuses on the Terminal, a coffee cafe that serves both living and deceased clients. The characters, including Maddie, Che, and Ashley, are a pleasant and sardonic bunch that assist consumers accept their fate. The game is not a typical game, but rather a trip through the protagonists' lives with new spirits entering and doing havoc. The narrative is a gripping investigation of mortality, loss, and the unavoidable passage of time with a delightful cast, quick writing, and a delicate balance of comedy. Kraino Origins hits the mark with classic retro vibes and clever level design. The pixel art pops with just the right amount of menace and flair, while the action feels responsive and satisfying. Boss fights are fun without being frustrating, and each stage introduces just enough variety to keep things engaging. Music keeps the mood intense, and the pacing stays snappy. It's clear the developers know what made old-school action games tick and built around that passion. A solid throwback that respects its roots. Wife Quest is an action platformer in which players take on the role of Mia, a former warrior on a mission to battle the monster females who have kidnapped her husband Fernando. The game's pixel imagery is side-scrolling, allowing players to explore different areas and gain new powers. Players may assist Maya vanquish Morgana, the Dark Elf, and reunite her with Fernando. Mia encounters a variety of monster girls, each with their own animation. The game includes side-scrolling action stages, an epic trip across hills, woods, volcanoes, and caves, and a number of monster girls. Teen One Girl Army is a refreshing mix of puzzle strategy and dungeon crawling that feels both clever and approachable. Guiding Kim through grid-based levels is satisfying, especially as each stage asks for more planning and sharper moves. The combat keeps things lively with its mix of enemies and traps, rewarding patience and foresight. The art style is colorful and charming, giving personality to every corner of the maps. It strikes a nice balance between challenge and accessibility, making it easy to keep playing just one more level. Arisen Force Life Devotee leans into tactical combat with a sharp edge, supported by a striking art style and a layered upgrade system that rewards thoughtful planning. Each encounter feels meaningful, pushing for smart decisions rather than brute force. The atmospheric music fits the tone without overwhelming, and the pacing stays steady without dragging. It's the kind of game that quietly builds momentum, growing more satisfying as skills evolve and new strategies open up. A strong pick for those craving methodical action with style. Hotel Hustle is a fast-paced, wonderfully chaotic management game that puts you on edge. Juggling guest demands, room service, and unanticipated disasters presents a joyful and frenetic task. The game's vibrant visual design and eccentric characters add appeal, making each shift in your hotel feel exciting. As you progress, unlocking upgrades and optimizing your workflow becomes increasingly rewarding. Whether you're playing solo or with pals, The combination of strategy and time management makes for an engrossing experience. It's an excellent choice for those who enjoy light-hearted but engaging simulation games. Speed and rhythm collide in a platformer built on constant forward motion. Skybolt Zack follows a fearless hero dashing through vibrant stages where color-matched attacks double as propulsion. The flow feels kinetic and precise, rewarding timing and quick recognition over cautious pacing. Each level becomes a musical sprint, encouraging mastery through repetition and sharper execution. Leaderboards and challenge modes add replay incentive for perfection seekers. Bold visuals and an energetic soundtrack amplify the momentum, a focused platformer driven by tempo and skillful control.
Pent up, some baby rage she can't get out.
Childhood wonder meets quiet science fiction in this heartfelt narrative adventure. Goodnight Universe follows a young child discovering unusual abilities while navigating everyday family life. The pacing favors thoughtful interaction, inviting players to observe and respond rather than rush forward. Choices shape subtle shifts in relationships, encouraging careful consideration of each moment. Optional discoveries and branching scenes add incentive for deeper reflection. Soft storybook visuals and a gentle score enhance its intimate tone, a sincere, character-driven tale crafted with spirit.